Yeah, but there's certain people that like have that swagger that are completely okay with coming off the bench. Lou Will.
Go be Lou Will. He's fucking dope.
Yeah. Fucking Terrence Ross in a completely different way.
Yeah, but he embraces it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes coming off the bench, and he's like someone
Bring that energy, baby.
He's like dorky Lou Will.
Yeah. We in. Feeling all right?
Not really. I'm
I'm
tired.
A little sore.
Yeah, tired. I got a headache. I'm fucking all sore. My body's all
God.
sore. I got fucking indigestion.
Everything's wrong with you. All right, guys, that's it. Podcast over. Chris needs to rest.
Some kind of heartburn.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Chris and Kyle show. Chris is the one who's dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who's not, for once in our lives.
It's also crazy hot in his apartment.
Yep. Dude, fuck the weather. It was so nice for like a week and a half. I thought we were done with the summer weather, and then 95 degrees today.
Yeah.
We don't got AC out here.
No, it's just fucking with you, dude.
Yeah, it's just it wants to make me angry.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's we just watched the opening night of the NBA games. We watched the overtime game between the Raptors and Pelicans, where the Raptors got their rings and hung their banner and all that stuff. And then we watched the highly anticipated battle for Los Angeles between the Clippers and the Lakers. Both games were really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really fucking good, fun games. Welcome back, NBA. We missed you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the league could have asked for like a better pair of games to open up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk about Raptors Pels first.
No Zion. Zion's out for 6 to 8 weeks with a meniscus surgery, which I must say, I pat myself on the back a little bit. It's going to help my take of him not winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
It's going to help.
It does.
It doesn't guarantee anything,
no.
but he's going to miss between 20 and 30 games. That's a lot.
That's a good chunk.
It's a quarter of the season about.
But, fucking... How many do you think Zion can miss and still win Rookie of the Year?
I don't. So the number for MVP is usually like as long as you play at least 65 games, and that's the low end. They really want you above 70. You'll still probably be able to win it. You'll still be eligible, but I don't think Rookie of the Year is as stringent.
I would agree.
But, if Ja Morant plays 75 games and plays great, or Michael Porter Jr. or Darius Garland or RJ Barrett or any of these guys we've talked about, if Nickeil Alexander-Walker actually hits one of the 10 threes, more than one of the 10 threes he shoots.
Yeah, but let's say if, like, the Pels make the playoffs, right? The Pels make the playoffs, and
he leads them on a run after he comes back.
Well, yeah, Zion. Let's say Zion only plays, like, 50 games.
Ooh, that'll be rough.
Say Zion only plays 50 games, but in those 50 games...
They're 50-0.
Well, let's say he averages, he averages 20 and 10.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. He might. I don't know. I don't know, like the history of the league and of the award well enough to know like what the minimum requirement is to be eligible for an award like that. 50 might be pushing it.
Right.
Because that's basically half the season that you missed.
Yeah, but I mean, like I would agree with what you said, though. I think that threshold is pushed down a little bit with different awards.
Yeah, for sure. MVP, I know it's like if you don't play at least 65, 70, we're not even going to consider you. Because the value implied by, or the implication of value requires you to actually play.
Yeah. And, I wanted to bring up like how weird it was that like I was watching a video of this doctor. This doctor has a YouTube channel. And I've seen this dude's videos before. Like one of his most popular videos was a video on Markelle Fultz and thoracic outlet syndrome. And it was just a video of explaining what the exact symptoms and stuff
TOS.
But he made a video literally like the morning before Zion.
The surgery was announced.
The surgery was announced. That like, and he broke down like Zion's gait and his like athleticism and style of play.
Explosive.
And broke down like what types of injuries are going to like what the dangers are with Zion Williamson, and fucking he brought up the meniscus, and I was like, this dude's fucking on point. I should probably fucking
make him your shout out or something.
Or like at least like remember what this
at least properly source him, credit him for his work. That being said, the game itself, first game of the season, ton of fun.
Yeah.
Raptors pulled out an overtime victory. They kind of pulled ahead in overtime. The final score makes it seem like more of a win by them than the game was. I thought actually throughout a lot of the game the Pelicans played better, but Siakam and Van Vliet were just nuts. And they both get 30 something.
Yeah. There was just better individual performances from the Raptors.
And I think late in the game, you could feel that the Pelicans don't have. I mean, you mentioned it. Like you felt like near the end of the game, they should have been running through Brandon Ingram more, rather than sort of the motion stuff they're trying to pull out with starting with Drew Holiday, which is probably reasonable to start with Drew Holiday. But I mean, a lot of times it was ending up with like a Kenrich Williams 3 or something like that. It was kind of like weird guys taking the shots down the stretch that you don't expect.
Yeah.
But
well, we were talking about the Pelicans, and as far as like their process of like who is their like number one guy really, because like
their best player is Drew Holiday.
Obviously their best all around player is Drew Holiday. Just front and back.
He also was not aggressive today.
Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah, wasn't. Yeah, and I thought
after the hype in the offseason of them saying he's going to be an MVP candidate.
Yeah, right. Brandon Ingram looked really good, I thought,
especially early.
Yeah, he was fairly efficient from the floor. I mean, he was he had a 50,
I'll look up the line.
I'm pretty sure he was 50% from the floor as well as from three. Had a couple assists, maybe 2 or 3 assists. But I thought he was efficient. And the Pelicans, I think for the most part, their offense was just it was fluid from a team aspect. Yeah. But you have these 3 separate options, right? Like that should be probably 1, 2, and 3 as offensive options, right? When you have Drew Holiday, JJ Redick, and BI, and they're all 3 like very different kind of people. But like, I mean, I was saying like when it was 30 seconds on the clock or whatever, and it was a tie game, and Drew had the ball, I was like, am I weird for thinking that BI should have the ball right now?
And I think that you were especially right in that scenario because Norman Powell was guarding him.
True,
that's a mismatch
for sure. That's a mismatch.
In terms of size
and fucking
like Kyle Lowry was chasing JJ Redick, and OG Anunoby was guarding Drew Holiday. So just by nature of matchup, BI seemed like the right choice.
And at that point, Siakam was out of the game.
Yeah, Siakam had fouled out.
So yeah, so like there wasn't like, obviously like maybe the OG is probably the best guy that you can throw on BI at that point, right?
Yeah, but they had him on Drew.
But yeah, you had him on Drew. So I don't know. I think regardless, I probably would want to have BI give BI that shot.
I mean, especially because he's in a contract year. You want to see if he can be that dude throughout the season.
Yeah.
So I've got his final line here: 22, 5, and 5. Fucking, if he averaged that for the season, he's an all-star potentially. I mean, they're in the West, so it's gonna be wild. But he was just below 50%. He was 8 of 19 and 2 of 5 from 3. 2 blocks and a steal as well, though. He had a really good game.
Yeah.
Redick had 16. Being Redick, Drew ended up with 13, but I think a lot of it came late.
How many assists did the Pelicans end with as a team?
Team 30.
That was So that was like probably the most impressive thing about the Pelicans was just how well they gelled right off the floor. Like, and I think, I mean, it's such a new team.
Yeah,
but you still have like so many players.
Well, they have some continuity because of guys that have played together.
Exactly.
It's like taking. You ever play like pickup, but it's like separate groups and you combine teams.
Right.
It's like that. They took 2 different pickup teams and combined them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It'll just take them a little bit of time. Whereas the Raptors, like you could just tell they knew how to play together. And Siakam was and Van Vliet were just both great.
Yeah, biggest thing for the Raptors, man, that fucking bench.
Yeah.
Like, did they run only 8 guys throughout the entire game?
I don't know if newcomers Stanley Johnson and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson are hurt, but they didn't play, and I would expect that they would play.
Right. So they're probably going to get minutes throughout the course
Yeah,
of the season.
I would think.
Yeah.
They gave 5. Yeah, they only gave 8 guys minutes.
Yeah.
Their lowest allotted minutes was Davis, not Anthony Davis. He played 15.
Terrence Davis.
Yeah. Yeah, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson isn't even on the active roster thing here, so I'm assuming he's hurt.
Yeah, a couple surprises. Jackson Hayes didn't get
Didn't
any
play. Yep.
playing time.
Nikhil Alexander-Walker did. He went 1 for 10 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Rough. He was confident though. He was shooting.
Yeah.
How about our boy Melly?
Oh, Nicola Melli.
Yeah, Nicola Melli,
he was a big surprise.
a 20-year-old rookie from Europe. He was 4 or 5 from 3. He looked like he belonged for sure.
Mhm, yeah.
I was calling him
Great
Trelly.
shooter.
I was calling him Trelly because he hits the threes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they're like the Pelicans are gonna be a really fun team to watch. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how long the Raptors can stay afloat, to see how long they can basically stave off Masai Ujiri from blowing them up.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting to see. Also, like, you'd have to think the juice of that game and in that arena in that moment, they kind of had to win that game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
they're celebrating their championship and everything.
Mhm.
You know they feel like that at least.
Right.
How about this other game? Oh shit! There's a clip here of Chadwick Boseman talking about the game, sitting on set with the TNT crew.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. Black Panther. Clippers won 112-102. Kawhi was a freaking monster. Lou Will was amazing. Patrick freaking Beverly, beast. I love what they said. Little KG. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
God, I love watching him. He's nuts. He's crazy.
Mhm.
He's like a football player. He's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 points.
He's someone that like I
He
would
had
fucking
2 points.
that I would hate to play against, but would love to play with.
Yeah, exactly. He had 2 points, 10 rebounds,
He's so
6
fucking
assists.
pesky.
He's just always doing crazy shit, just in people's faces, steals, blocks, drawing charges, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, was there any real surprises in this game other than? I mean,
I just think the shooting from LeBron and AD
yeah
is the biggest
that's
surprise.
probably
to me.
the biggest thing.
They
but
just,
like,
but I mean, it's just off night
But-
from distance.
I mean, what's the difference between bench points between the Lakers and the
60 to 19.
Clips? 60 to 19.
But that's the Clippers' strength, and it's the Lakers' weakness. Yeah. Every single guy, all 4 guys got bench minutes for the Clippers. All 4 of them scored double digits. 17 from Trez Harrell, 21 from Lou Will, 10 from Mo Harkless, 12 from JaMychal Green.
Mo Harkless, it's a fucking good pickup
Yeah.
for them, man.
So Mo Harkless' thing has always been he misses a lot of open threes. He's not a great 3-point shooter, and that's why they had to stop playing him in the playoffs last year. But if he can hit open threes, he's a really good player to have. He's a really good defender. He can switch onto a lot of positions. He's really athletic. You just got to be able to hit those threes. It's funny because all 4 bench dudes had double-digit scoring. Only one starter had double-digit scoring.
Right.
It was Kawhi. Kawhi had 30.
Well, it's like, so on a team that's already stacked with fucking 2 superstar fucking wings, right? Like, how much does Mo Harkless really have to do?
Not a lot.
He doesn't have to do
You
a
have
lot.
to hit the 3 or 4 open threes you get a game.
It's not like Portland where they
They relied
are
on
really,
that a lot. That's true.
They're
They
really
do have 2
lacking.
stars on that team.
Huh?
Portland has 2 stars.
They have 2 superstars,
but
they're
not
both
wing
guards.
players. They're both guards.
They're
Exactly.
both guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, really, all he has to do is come in and like defend well and fucking
Make
keep
those
the energy
like
high.
he did today. He made that dunk and on the break. He was just playing really good defense. He was giving AD a really hard time, like when he was guarding him. I mean, he wasn't always stopping him, but he was just making it hard on him. And so let's talk about that Lakers offense. Post. Every time they were posting up either LeBron or AD. It was crazy.
Yeah.
To a fault in the fourth quarter.
How many times did they actually run the LeBron AD pick
I
and
didn't
roll?
see a single one. I mean, I might have just missed it, but
Right.
I didn't see a single LeBron AD pick and roll.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be like the most lethal weapon they have.
Yeah.
It's almost reminiscent of how the Warriors would never run the Steph KD pick and roll, but it was like their secret weapon. But that's because their offense was so fluid, they didn't even have to resort to it.
Yeah. I mean, that's like obviously the differences between offenses as far as like the fluidity and team kind of play that you get from the Clippers, vice the Lakers offense. It's just it's pretty staggering.
Yeah.
But man,
Early on, it was working. AD was feasting early.
yeah. I mean,
It's
and
just by the-
overall, AD played a great game.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like
he ended up with 25, 10, and 5. He played really, but he was 8 of 21 from the floor. LeBron was 7 of 19. They combined for 1 of 7 from 3. They just, when they were outside the paint, they weren't shooting well. And it was just,
that, and there was like just a lot of turnovers.
A lot of turnovers, trying to force the ball down to Davis in the post.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even some of like vintage LeBron stuff where he's driving and he's kicking out to where he knows a shooter is.
Right.
Like Patrick Beverly and guys like that were ready for it and they were tipping the pass or they were getting in the passing lane and or they were just already closed out on the shooter.
Yeah.
How about your boy Dwight Howard, dude? He played. Short shorts Dwight.
Yeah.
He exists. LeBron actually tried on defense tonight.
Well, yeah. I think that he was forced to in like specific situations.
When's the last time you saw LeBron draw 2 charges in a game?
Uh-huh.
He had the classic LeBron fast break block followed by a charge on the same possession.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. And then when it was a 3-on-1 against LeBron and fucking Kawhi dished it off to Trez, right? And then
he stuck his hand in there.
Fucking just had active hands, fucking slapped it out of Trez's hands, and then hit
Trez and went out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a great play.
That was a really good play.
I think the Lakers, like you see it a lot with teams that are all together for the first time. It just takes time to figure it all out. Whereas, like you said before, the Clippers are basically the same unit that won 48 games or whatever they won last year. They just added to one superstar now, and they have another one coming in, like a couple weeks.
Yeah, and it's not even like they didn't lose players. They don't have Shea, they don't have Danilo. Fucking like they're missing vital pieces to what they had last year.
But
I mean, you're replacing it with superstars,
exactly.
And like you also like they still have their core bench unit, right?
That
like
Trez-Lou combo is so important.
Yeah. And it's one of the most nasty fucking bench combos in the league, and they still have it.
And they add Mo Harkless to it. Yeah. It's a fun game, so I'm excited. Our teams play tomorrow for their first games.
Yeah, not gonna be able to watch that one.
Yeah, you got school.
Yeah, not just school, a fucking exam. If I just had like a regular
class, you'd skip
it. I wouldn't skip it because it's just against my nature now.
Yeah, you got to stick to it.
Because like, I fucking skip so much school.
Well, I remember last semester you like. It was like the end of the semester, and you came up to me and you were like, "Hey, should I skip class today?" And I was like, "Why?" And you were like, "Well, because like I don't need to go. Like I passed the class, and like I have a rule for myself that like I should." And I was like, "I mean, you should go then, but like do what feels right." I don't even remember
one class.
Yeah, I think you skipped, but
one class for speech last semester when everybody was doing their presentations. I had already done my presentation, and I think I had some other shit that I had to do too.
Oh, that's right. You did say you had a paper you had to write.
Yeah.
So it was like priorities.
Yeah.
But right now it's like the middle of the semester. You can't be skipping.
Well, and it's fucking midterms.
Yeah.
You can't skip that.
Yeah, I won't let you fall back into our old habits of not going to school.
It's just like so against my nature now. Like I'm too terrified to do that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you for living in fear.
Magic are playing the fucking Cavs tomorrow at home.
Oh, you'll fucking kill them.
I mean, you say that, but all of last year.
Like the Heat play the Grizzlies, so I have like the same thing. I'm like, we should kill them, but I'm so used to playing like De'Aaron Fox put back dunks to beat us in his rookie year and losing to the Hawks constantly.
Yeah, I'm most interested in seeing what Steve Clifford does with our lineup. Because he's just very much addicted to the 9-man rotation.
But you have more than 9 guys that should get minutes.
Well, it's just like when it gets to that 8, 9, 10, 11, like there's who
are the odd men out?
Yeah, like who's gonna is right now.
Well, I mean, you'd think Michael Carter Williams probably out,
probably gonna be
because you've got DJ and Kel.
Yeah,
and then Owundu, maybe. I don't know. That's just off the top. I don't know the Magic roster as well as you, but like, is Aminu going to get a lot of minutes? You have so many long, big dudes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Aminu's probably going to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard other people try to say that, like, fucking Aminu's probably going to start. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
That seems weird. Why would they do that? You have Gordon and Isaac.
Yeah.
Why would he start?
It's just not going to.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Aminu's going to come off the bench. But yeah, that I think also Kem Birch. I think Kem Birch is like someone.
He's probably
he's
low
good enough to be getting rotation minutes somewhere.
But you've got Vooch and Bamba.
Yeah.
And then you might even want to mess around with like Isaac at the 5 lineups.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Especially
I don't know if that's something that Steve Clifford would be into.
What, Isaac at the 5?
Yeah.
Uh,
He seems kind of traditional.
I think you say that, but I think the
Is that just his vibe he gives off? He's not like that schematically as much?
so he is only very traditional with like specific, but like because his personnel has granted him that. I've heard Zach Lowe say before that like Steve Clifford doesn't switch; he never switches. But if you look at how we play defense specifically between Gordon and Isaac, they switch all the fucking time because they're crazy.
But they're
switchable.
also very similarly built, and they can guard similar positions.
Exactly. They're just very switchable guys.
But
so
they don't
I
want
think,
Vooch switching on to point guards.
exactly. Like I think one of the biggest issues, obviously, Clifford's former team when he was fucking with the Hornets, right?
Yep.
You don't have a lot of fucking long switchable defenders.
And you have Kemba to deal with.
And you have Kemba to deal with, right? Now,
all love to Kemba, but
now
he's
you
tiny.
have Vucci and you have DJ in your starting lineup. Not very switchable guys.
Yeah, you want them staying on their spot.
Yeah.
Even for, like Fournier has size to switch, but like Fournier's not bad in the starting lineup. No, he's fine.
He's just not very long.
Yeah,
He's not very
he's
long.
he's taller than long. He's
Yeah.
like so sneaky tall. He's 6'7". It freaks me out. I think he's like 6'4".
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm interested in the lineups. I'm obviously interested in how fucking Markel's going to do.
Yeah, that's your boy.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for the season though. I'm glad it's here.
Fucking Heat you have a lot to be excited for.
Jimmy Buckets, baby. The Bucket Bros.
Not only do you have a fucking a superstar again, you can call Jimmy Butler a superstar, right?
Yeah. You don't blow up NBA Reddit the way he has if you're not a superstar. Y'all fucking need me.
It's just that he's obviously not of the caliber.
No, he's like a top 15 player.
Yeah.
I think Bleacher Report just put out their top 100 players today, and he was like 12th.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a reasonable spot.
Yeah. But not only that, you got young guys. Fucking Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo, my boy Idris Bam Adebayo. Obviously, my boy Justice.
Tyler Hero.
Shout out to my brother Blake for posting that comment on our NBA preview episode where he wrote Justice will never leave. I hope so, buddy. I hope so. I get scared of some of these trade packages people throw around. They're like, oh man, who says no to Justice Winslow in a pick for Kyle Lowry? And I'm like, me. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. Eey.
Who would? I mean, like,
I wish
who
more
wants-
people used KZ Okpala as a trade idea. Like I'm
'Cause you
hoping.
don't care about it.
Well, like no, I hope he plays and he's really good. That would be awesome.
Right.
But like he's not one of my boys yet. I haven't seen him. He hasn't grown on me yet.
I like KZ Okpala.
He was the
more than
end
you.
of the rotation in preseason. Like I don't think he's going to be like a 13th, 14th guy on the roster. Basically, he might even play in the G League a bit. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if he's on a two-way deal or not. I don't think he is. He's a guy who a lot of people thought would go in the first round, but we got him in the second. If we could get the Heat are oft linked to a big mid-season trade idea because Pat Riley is such a hunter.
Right.
For the superstar. So I'm like, don't do it with Justice.
Yeah, but he's also someone that like, I mean, you guys might stash him in the G League for like 2 years,
And then he'll be a fucking beast.
And then
he'll
he'll
come
be-
out and he'll be really good. Yeah. He'll go to the jungle.
like he's
he'll work on his
going to be a
skills.
project player.
He showed some flashes in preseason. A lot of people in the Heat fan base were sort of making similarities between him and Derek Jones Jr.
Okay,
in like athleticism and stuff like that.
they're different players.
Yeah,
They're
I didn't really see him much.
So he's not as athletic as Derek Jones Jr.
I mean,
so
not many
obviously-
people are.
Right. He obviously doesn't like have the verticality that Derek
Yeah.
who does, right?
Airplane mode.
Yeah. He's
got
more-
freaky hops, dude.
he's more of a fluid athlete.
Yeah.
Than a super.
He's got decent
explosive
handles
one.
too.
Solid
for his
handles
size.
and quick, and he just has the frame of a fucking like ideal wing in the NBA,
Which is exciting.
6'9", 7'2" wingspan.
I haven't even mentioned the Heat fan base's favorite new player, Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like temper everyone is freaking out so hard about him that I'm like, can we like pump
What did he
the
drop?
brakes?
28 points and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 and a half. I think it was 28 in a game.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, he had like the first 14 points of the game that one preseason. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he's gonna get his opportunities. We'll see.
I said it during the draft. I was like, he's the best shooter in this
Yeah.
draft.
He's gonna get a chance to play early though because we suspended Deion Waiters for the first game. for conduct detrimental to the team. He apparently was like talking shit on the sideline during the last game of preseason because he wasn't getting minutes.
He's trying to get them preseason minutes.
Bruh, it's preseason. I think he was mad because he didn't start a single game in preseason, and I think it's because Spo. So the year we went on that 30-11 run, 7-11 was the engine. It was Goran and Dion, Goran Dragic and Dion Waiters. They sort of revved the engine of that team, and it was a drive and kick offense of just one of them driving and kicking out to open shooters or scoring. And I think Spo sort of wants to try to use that as much as he can off the bench of combining them together, and then letting the starting unit be this like hyper switchable, really great defensive lineup that's Justice running the show and Jimmy, really being the guy. But I love the idea of Goran and Dion doing that off the bench. It would be fucking awesome.
Right.
But,
But you also need, like, obviously you'd like talent to come off the bench, but you need guys who are okay with being the bench guys. Yeah. That's why, like,
which Dion,
it's probably not.
I mean, he called himself Kobe Wade in college.
Right.
So we know what he wants to be.
Yeah, but there's certain people that like have that swagger that are completely okay with coming off the bench. Lou Will.
Go be Lou Will. He's fucking dope.
Yeah. Fucking Terrence Ross in a completely different way.
Yeah, but he embraces it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes coming off the bench, and he's like someone
Bring that energy, baby.
He's like dorky Lou Will.
Yeah. Lou Will, if he was taller and read comics.
Yeah. I mean, how tall is Lou Will?
I would guess Lou Will's like 6'2" or 6'3".
Terrence Ross isn't that big.
See, I would have guessed Terrence Ross was like 6'5".
He might be 6'4", 6'5".
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how tall anybody is.
Yeah.
Also, I watched some of
with the new height. I
the
think
Magic
it might be
preseason
6'4".
game was on at work the other day, and there were so many numbers that were different, or not. Like his number was different, and I like Markel took a second for me to register that it was him.
Right.
Just like, and I was like, who are all these people?
Right.
Like Aminu was out there. I was like, that's not. Who is that?
Right.
Who's that long person?
Yep.
Took me a second to register everybody. But yeah, super looking forward to this season. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Magic also have like a bunch of guys that look very similar. They have similar hairstyles,
Tall and long.
Yeah. Tall, long,
low single digit numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. You want to talk about some of these movies?
Are we going to talk about the extensions that some of the NBA guys had?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sure. Off the top of my head, Domantas Sabonis, Jaylen Brown, Buddy Hield. There's one more.
Why are we going off the top here?
Because I don't want to look for it. I got it.
Okay.
I didn't know if you had it in front of you. I thought you were just letting me guess.
Yeah, so fucking no, I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, I can't go back any farther in my Bleacher Report. I can't go back in the updates. It stopped me.
All right, let's just go one by one. Domantas Sabonis. Right.
Still tradable. It's a good deal. It's like 77 on over 4, I think.
Right. Yeah, I still think I'm gonna stick with my early season prediction. I think he's gonna stay. I don't think that they're actually gonna move him.
No, I think there's a good chance that you're right about that. Okay, I got him right here. Down the order of this list, Jaylen Brown, $115 million over 4 is essentially a max. Mm-hmm. That I think this is the one that has the biggest risk of being dangerous.
Overpay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he remains what he's been, he's not worth that money.
Right.
It's very much an Andrew Wiggins deal where you're paying him for his potential.
All right. So what is he making per year?
Let me whip out my calculator. 115 divided by 4, 28.75.
When people say max, it confuses me.
28.75. Well, there's the max and the super max.
But
and
there's a max
different.
and a super max, and there is a max for different types of players, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's whack.
Like for depending on where you are in your contract and like what contract you're coming off of, right?
Basically, in my head, if it's between like 25 and 30, it's a max.
And so you can get the supermax when you make an all NBA team.
Yeah, or an all defense team, I think. Something like that.
I don't fucking know it enough. Anyways, so
Bradley Beal's going to be eligible. Oh, that was the other one. Bradley Beal's going to be eligible for like $55 million a year if he makes an all NBA team over the next 3 seasons. It's fucking nuts.
Right. Okay, so Jaylen Brown is making what per year?
28.75. A lot.
That is a lot of money. I mean, I like Jaylen Brown a lot.
I like Jaylen Brown too, but
Yeah.
he's not that type of player. He's much more in my head aligned with like a Justice Winslow type level player. And Justice makes 13.
Right.
But he's also on an amazingly team-friendly deal.
Okay.
He's not even
fair.
he's not the playmaker that Justice is.
No, he's a better shooter.
Is he? Are you sure?
I would say
Justice
so.
has shot like 39% the last 2 seasons from 3. He might be shooting more volume. He's more athletic than Justice.
Look at their career percentages.
He's more athletic than Justice is. I'll give you that for sure.
Justice also like shot poor, like
Really bad
worse
early in his career.
early, so
Yes.
like the career percentages might
Yes.
not also.
He's also played
reflect-
longer. They're both really good defenders. I mean, that's probably both of their calling cards, I would say.
Yeah.
Their strengths.
Yeah, it's almost like I feel like Danny Brown or
Danny
sorry.
Ainge?
No. Jaylen
Jaylen
Brown,
Okay.
can very much be like
He
I
could
feel
be
like
a star.
I feel like his floor should be a Danny Green. Right?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good
yeah,
comparison. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Like super long guys that can play the two, just solid 3-and-D wings. If Jaylen Brown can shoot as well as Danny Green can. God damn it!
Especially Danny Green tonight, he was on fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Career Justice is 34%, but the last 2 years he's 38.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 years before that he was 28 and 20.
Right.
And one of those was a year where he played like 10 games.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown career is where are you? 36.5. And last year was 34. He's 34 twice and 39 once. So he's like below average, really good, below average.
Right. Yeah.
They're comparable 3-point shooters basically. At this point.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah.
So who else got extended?
Buddy
Hield.
Potentially an overpay. Could grow into the position. It's like I said before, it's like when the Wolves extended Andrew Wiggins, it was based on potential, not what he'd done up to that point. And Andrew Wiggins has not lived up to it. Jaylen Brown might. Jesus. Sabonis, 4 years, $77 million. So for math's sake, that is $19.25 a year. That's
a great deal.
Solid. That's a solid deal.
That's a great deal.
It's very tradable if they want to move him. If they find that him and Miles Turner isn't working, yeah. Good for all parties. Buddy Hield is a weird one. $86 million over 4 years with $20 million in incentives, so it could go up to 106.
Okay.
I'm guessing those are based on either shooting numbers or minute numbers or like all-star appearances or all NBA team appearances, stuff like that.
Incentives are always like kind of interesting because
Yeah.
like there's like specific incentives that you kind of have to choose in order to not influence team play.
Yeah.
That's always like a really interesting.
Well, yeah, you like doing a minutes incentive is kind of fucked up because the team can just be like, oh, nope, take him out. If he averages more than this many minutes per game, we're going to have to pay him more.
Well, yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid. But like outside of that, like you want to give a player the right incentives that incentivize good
Them
team
playing
play,
team ball, yes.
right? It's not like
Don't make it hit this many threes. Make it shoot this percentage from
so
three.
it's not like. Have you ever heard of like baseball being called like basically it's an individual sport masquerading as a team sport?
Yeah.
So like it doesn't really matter how you incentivize an individual in baseball because it'll always sort of contribute.
Because if you hit a
to
home run,
team
it's
play.
always good.
If you're incentivizing home runs, it might make people fucking like try and go for home runs.
Well, that's how
more.
they play baseball now, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. But if you're trying to influence, you can't just give someone the incentive of, okay, if you average 20 points a game, right? Because they're going to take more fucking shots.
Yeah.
And it might poorly influence team play, right? So, like, I remember when it might have been Zach Lowe was talking about this with Clint Capella and how they incentivized Clint Capella's contract. I think one of them was defensive rebounding rate.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
And free throw percentage.
Okay.
Were like two of the biggest
ones. So, yeah,
ones.
you don't want to do blocks because then they're just going to be hunting them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like those are like two things that are
That's interesting.
Going to directly like impact team play.
Steven Adams would make no money on the Rockets. Mostly because Russell is also there now and steals all the rebounds. Russell's going to make him lose money. Russell's going to steal all the rebounds and Clint's not going to make his money.
Oh, damn.
That was one of, you're talking about Zach Lowe, one of his like bold prediction thing was that Steven Adams will have the highest jump ever in defensive rebound percentage rate,
right?
Because he has like an all-time low, his offensive rebounding rate compared to his defensive is like all-time wrong, like just fucked up weird. His offensive rate is like higher than his defensive almost because it was always him boxing out so Russ could get rebounds. And that was their system. That's how they wanted to play. Now, like, if Clint Capella's contract is tied to defensive rebound percentage and Russ is stealing all these rebounds, that would be so shitty. It'd be like Russ taking his money. Yeah. But yeah, now Steven Adams is going to be able to grab so many boards.
Right. What is...
Buddy's getting 86 with the potential to become 106. 20 million in incentives. So it's between 21 and 26 million a year or something like that.
Okay.
I'd say it's solid. He's kind of similar to Jaylen Brown in terms of like he's the style. It's different. It's similar in that like he can live up to this contract. It's different in that he's a money scorer. Like he's a torch. But if if his percentages drop and he just becomes a chucker, then you're in trouble. But so far in his career, he's just been a really fucking great shooter.
Right.
And you want him to keep doing that. I don't know much about Buddy Hield as a defender or a playmaker. I know he's kind of old. He's 26 because he was in college, I think, all 4 years or something like that. And apparently his age was wrong. Yeah. That's one of the reasons they made that rule this year.
Yeah.
He's a year older than people thought. He went out and earned this, though. He was talking shit.
It's kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of just like, oh, like I'm just still around.
He was like, "Fuck you, pay me."
But
if you don't,
hey, you remember all that stuff that I said about how free agents don't want to come here? Well, yeah, I
honestly though, he's not wrong. He's not.
I mean, he's not wrong, but like it's kind of weird to bring up that kind of stuff and be this kind of contentious with your contract negotiations when the Kings have a lot going for them right now.
Yeah, they do. They're on a good trajectory.
Yeah, they're on a good trajectory. They're a really fun young team that a lot of people are pulling for. Yeah, and it's just kind of weird when like this is like being the only piece of bad news in town.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's kind of.
I mean, they're so used to like what Boogie used to be up to though that it's probably not that big a deal for them. Boogie used to be bad news like every other month.
But do you want to be that?
No, but like I don't think it's that bad. Like
I agree.
It was grandstanding. And I get it, and you know what? It worked. And at the end of he got paid.
Okay, he got paid, but he got paid the original amount that they offered him
with the opportunity to make more if he lives up to it
with the incentives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, like that's that thing where it's like, if you believe in yourself.
I mean, that's fair, but it's still also like.
Also, I mean, I think what they offered him was a fair contract for what he is. It gets to such a weird territory of like who gets the max because it's basically like, oh, I'm your best player, I deserve the max. That's not how it was designed to be. I don't think. If
Buddy Hield views himself as something like he can bet himself on, right?
Yeah.
Then he maybe won that contract negotiation, but like there's no lose for the Kings there either, you know, because like they gave him the original contract that they gave, like
and if he's good enough to earn those incentives, you're happy to pay them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
the next one is DeJounte Murray, 4 years, $64 million. This is a steal. This is fucking 16 a year. That's Moneyball, baby. Where's Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt?
That's
woo. He's coming off the injury, so there's always a risk of that. But they were so excited about him last year. He's already shown flashes of being back.
Uh-huh.
He's young, super long and athletic and big, and I think he'll definitely be worth this payment.
Was he a third team all defense or second team all defense?
Somewhere in there. I think third.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
What's the Bradley Beal one? Bradley Beal extension. $72 million, 3 years, I think it was. I mean, Bradley Beal, you pay whatever you pay great players. You can't avoid that. You know what I mean? That's like he's gonna get the money. He just missed All NBA last season. I think he was like one vote away from making All NBA, so they couldn't give him the Supermax extension, but they gave him a shorter max deal so that he will be eligible for the Supermax in his late 20s,
Right.
which is works always. He's still technically tradable. If it gets, they right now don't want to trade him, but if it gets to that point, they can. People will be happy to trade for that contract, and he's happy, and he's gonna have the opportunity to be way more happy. That's a win-win-win-win. Win-win-win-win.
Yeah. Good luck, Washington.
They're going to be so bad. But Beal's going to fucking ball out. He's going to average like 30 points a game.
Yeah.
Maybe Rui will play well.
Yeah, you got like young. I mean, I think they like Troy Brown Jr. a lot.
I think they like Thomas Bryant,
Yeah, Thomas Bryant.
the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got stuff. Isaac Bonga's starting their opening night because two of their small forwards are hurt. Yeah, basketball.
Is Mo Wagner there?
I'm going to say yes with no confidence.
Right.
You want to talk about these movies a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit. So the biggest one, the final Star Wars trailer came out yesterday.
What's that?
Star Wars?
Uh-huh.
Never heard of it?
Is it a...
Small indie project.
Oh, okay, cool. Like
yeah,
A24?
it's about actors who feud with each other.
Oh.
It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. No, the final Star Wars trailer came out. What'd you think of it? You hype? Are you hype?
Yeah.
I'm fucking hype.
It's fun.
Like, all the trailers have made me more hype. And I want to applaud them for not revealing what happens in the movie through their trailers. I could, like, a lot, especially blockbusters, a lot of the times you watch one trailer and you can just be like, oh, I know the plot of this movie. I know what's going to happen. This thing, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I don't know. It's a mystery. I think Palpatine is a screw job. I think he's going to be a dream or something. I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to trick everybody. I think maybe he's like an evil Force ghost. That would be pretty cool. I'd be into that. That'd be interesting. I've heard there's a wacky theory going around that there's clone Reys. So the Rey with the red lightsaber in the previous trailer is like an evil clone. And I was like, that would be so hard to pull off in the last movie. If you introduce an entire clone subplot,
Right.
that'd be fucking hard to do. I don't know if it would work. It'd be weird. I'm excited though. The C-3PO is dropping these fucking Dobby bombs on us.
I don't know what that means.
So when Dobby died, he said, I think the final line is something along the lines of, what a beautiful place to be with friends. Harry Potter. And then he dies. C-3PO in this trailer, it looks like he's getting like shut down or something.
Oh.
Or his memory wiped or something.
Oh.
And Poe's like, what's the matter, C-3PO?
Right.
And he's like, I just want to look at my friends one last time. And you're like, oh, what? And then he pats R2 on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh, so sad. Mm. But honestly, like, if you were to kill any droid, make it C-3PO. He's the worst droid.
He's the worst?
He's always like, you know what I mean? Like, R2, BB-8, untouchable. You can't hurt them.
Really?
Don't touch them.
You would rather BB-8 be
Fuck
around?
yeah, dude. You realize BB-8 is like the star of Star Wars. People fucking love BB-8.
I understand that people love
Dude.
BB-8, but
Killing-
like C-3PO is a fucking icon.
Killing BB-8 is almost like killing Chewie. It'd be fucking... People would be uproarious.
Audio listeners, I'm giving a
People would be
skeptical hippo eyes
uproarious. I'm telling you, dude. People would be mad. There is a weird level of pet love given to droids. But it's droids that aren't... what's the word? Anthropomorphic?
Yeah.
C-3PO is basically just a dude. who's like annoying.
Yeah.
But BB-8's like a cute little animal.
He's like a concerned
He's a cute
baby.
little animal. It's like killing a puppy, dude.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I can understand
He's
that.
Poe's little pet.
I can understand that, but fucking chill out. Chill out. It's like killing Chewie. Not buying that.
Huh?
Anyways, another trailer that came out, Marriage Story.
Marriage.
There's fucking billboards
Your boy.
all over Hollywood.
Your boy
for this.
Noah.
Yeah. Noah Baumbach wrote and directed.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually like more. I'm kind of. I find this trailer appealing.
It looks good, dude. This movie looks
It
good.
looks really good.
Cast: Adam fucking Driver, Scarlett Johansson, Merritt Weaver, Laura Dern, fucking Ray Liotta, Alan Alda. It's stacked. It's a great cast.
Great
it's
cast.
a story of. So the little blurb is Noah Baumbach's. You're gonna hate this. Noah Baumbach's incisive and compassionate look at a marriage breaking up and a family staying together. It's an interesting idea, you know. The parents are divorcing, but they want to, for their son, they want to keep things, copacetic, I guess.
It seems like a movie that I would love.
Listen, Adam Driver and ScarJo are about to act their asses off in this movie.
Yeah.
They're going to go hard.
I'll say this, so I have a thing with Baumbach, right? And the way that he directs dialogue. I've read his written dialogue, and as written, I like it.
Yeah.
Can
you expand on what that? I've never seen any Noah. I just looked through before we started. I haven't seen any of the movies he's directed or written. Including the Wes Anderson films that he wrote.
I don't know how much I'm on an island with this kind of thing because there's literal. Okay, so for my advanced screenwriting class,
I think you're in the minority.
2 weeks. Yeah, sure. 2 weeks ago, we went over dialogue and we watched the Nerd Writer video. So Nerd Writer is someone that I shouted out
him
on
out before,
YouTube. But I brought up on when I shouted out Nerd Writer, I was like, there's only one video of his that I don't like. And that's this video about how Noah Baumbach does dialogue exactly how it exists in real life. And I think it's completely wrong.
Okay.
When I hear Noah Baumbach's dialogue as directed, it doesn't resonate with me as authentic dialogue.
Okay.
Now, there are aspects of Noah Baumbach's dialogue. He does a lot of, especially when you watch something like the Meyerowitz stories, there's a lot of overlapping dialogue.
Yep.
And the dialogue as written is actually really clever, and usually it's funny and heartfelt, and I like a lot of Noah Baumbach's writing. And there's a lot of times when, I will see a trailer or hear about a movie that's written by Noah Baumbach that I get excited for. I was very excited. So I was very excited for Frances Ha. I think
is that the one that Greta Gerwig starred in?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure he co-wrote it with Greta Gerwig,
okay,
but I'm not positive. But he wrote and directed Frances Ha. Really excited to see that. Fucking all shot in black and white, looked really beautiful. I like Frances Ha. Adam Driver was in that as well. And I ended up watching it, and I was frustrated by how it's just the dialogue when people are talking, it doesn't seem authentic to me.
Interesting.
And yeah. And a lot of people, there's no hooks.
Do you think it's kind of like a thing where how I feel the same way about old movies a lot of the time? It just bothers me.
Maybe. It might be. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but how you've watched bad movies before, and you've watched fucking bad acting before, right? So that feeling that you get when you are oh, this is fake. This is
absolutely
right. And there's plenty of so in this Nerd Writer video, he gives examples of Aaron Sorkin. Right. And how Aaron Sorkin. So and how Aaron Sorkin's dialogue isn't dialogue as is. Right. Which I kind of disagree with, but I kind of understand the point that he's trying to get at is that Aaron Sorkin, even he would say this. He says, my dialogue isn't what real life dialogue is like.
Yes.
It's what real life dialogue could be. It's it's the potential.
I kind of push back against the idea that you should write the way people talk because it would be choppy and weird and not flow well and not clever a lot of the time.
And there's a lot of fucking boring shit that happens in real life.
Matt Colville said a great line in a video I watched of his once where he basically was like, He's talking about some improv thing. I forget what it was, but he basically was like, my general opinion is that all good improv needs a rewrite.
Okay.
I was like, that's kind of an interesting way of thinking about it.
Yeah. But so Aaron Sorkin very much has that he's trying to achieve the potential of what dialogue can be. You know, it needs to be better than real.
Mm-hmm.
But he still has a lot of these aspects of real life dialogue that makes it more authentic, and that
the opening scene
makes
of
it more
Social
musical.
Network is a perfect example of it.
Right. Stuff like that, what I just did, right, are hiccups that he will include, that he will write into his dialogue.
Yeah.
Silences, interruptions, overlapping dialogue. Like a lot of that stuff is just a lot of the superficial things that will make written dialogue sound more authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I think Noah Baumbach does, but there's a lot of stuff that comes off as robotic to me when I hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
maybe he'll win you over with this one.
so I'll say this: I didn't get as much of that from this trailer.
I thought it looked really authentic. There's the blips of scenes
Everything
that we
seemed
get.
a lot more natural. But I mean, like I said, I guess I'm on an island here. I'm not a huge Noah Baumbach. I respect him. I just, for whatever reason, it's kind of like the Gran Torino thing, man. Fucking people love Gran Torino.
Yeah.
And I think that movie is ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Clint Eastwood movies you don't like.
Yeah, but there's some that I love.
Yeah. Some of the old
I
westerns.
fucking love Unforgiven.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Unforgiven more than I like the fucking Man with No Name trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I just do. A lot of people like. There's specific Sergio Leone movies that I love.
Spaghetti westerns.
Fucking. Once Upon a Time in the West. I think it's one of the greatest fucking westerns of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that movie. But yeah, the Man with No Name trilogy, it doesn't resonate with me as much. All right, you're freaking out right now. You're
Sorry,
freaking out.
the next thing I wanted to talk about was, I mean, we just talked about this movie last week, but there was another casting announcement for the Batman. And I was looking at one of the trivia things popped up, and it said that Matt Reeves originally wanted Mahershala Ali to play Jim Gordon, but he couldn't because of his commitments to Blade. And I was like, oh shit, Mahershala. Anytime I see Mahershala Ali in anything, honestly,
that would have been cool.
Mahershala is like too hot to be Jim Gordon.
Right, yeah. You
He's
need
too
someone
sexy.
who's a little bit more...
I think Jeffrey Wright is perfect.
Yeah.
He's a great choice for Jim Gordon.
Good casting.
But the casting this week, we've talked before about Robert Pattinson, Jeffrey Wright, Zoe Kravitz as Bruce Wayne, Commissioner Gordon, and Catwoman. Paul fucking Dano as the Riddler. I texted you when I saw this in all caps, like freaking out.
Yeah.
Because it's so perfect.
Yeah.
It's such incredible casting.
Yeah.
Oh, I freaked out.
I wish,
it's so good.
I wish that like, there's certain times where I'm like, I wish I like could have heard this news in a vacuum, you know, but like the when I heard this news, like it was off of like your absolute excitement. So I was just like, oh, okay, like that's really cool. I feel like I have to be the anti-you.
You have to temper it.
Yeah. But if I heard that in a vacuum, I'd be like, holy shit.
Feed my hype.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would have had, like I couldn't say this definitively, but if I sat down and like fan casted the entire Gotham universe, I might have settled on Paul Dano as the Riddler. That's how perfect I think it is.
Yeah.
I think he's an incredible choice. And we've talked before about how Jonah Hill has been rumored to be in this movie, and it was originally thought to be the Penguin, and then people were saying the Riddler. And there was all these rumors that like it was, you know, Matt Reeves was saying whatever role you want, you can have, and all these weird things. He's still not officially attached. I don't know if Paul Dano getting casted takes Jonah Hill out of the movie, or if there's just going to be a bunch of fucking villains in this movie, and he's going to play another one like the Penguin, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be interested in Jonah Hill's take on pretty much any of the villains. I think that he could give an interesting spin on a lot of them.
Are we positive that he's going to be a villain?
I would assume. I don't think he's going to be Alfred.
Fuck yeah. Do it. Switch it up.
Yeah, that's the other one. Pierce Brosnan has been rumored for that, and he's not officially on the cast list. It's an interesting, I kind of like it. I don't know how good of an actor Pierce Brosnan is. You know what I mean? But like also, how good of an actor do you have to be to play Alfred? You know? Does it work? Like the fact that he was James Bond helps with. I think that's a cool factor to being Alfred because Alfred was in the British Secret Service.
Yeah,
and all this stuff.
yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Uh-huh.
But like you're following up Michael Caine and maybe the only good part about Batman vs Superman, which was Jeremy Irons being Alfred, which is fucking awesome. It's rough. I don't know. I think Pierce Brosnan could be cool.
But he's still just rumored.
Sexy Alfred.
But he's still just rumored.
Still rumored, yes.
Okay.
Jonah Hill rumored. I think he might end up being Penguin. I want to see him go full Danny DeVito. Just throwing up gunk, just looking disgusting, sexual harassment everywhere he goes. Have you ever watched that movie?
I haven't seen
Dude,
it
it's
in a long time.
disgusting. Danny DeVito is so gross in that movie. It's incredible. Oh, I'm getting like really excited for this movie. Mm-hmm. Was it last week where we talked on the show about the rumors of the Robin stuff being in the movies?
Maybe did we talk?
I think we did.
Because
we were talking about the different Robins and who might play them. That's right.
We also talked about I have Zazie Beetz in my head.
Oh, Zoe Kravitz.
I
Yes.
was
Zazie
like,
Beetz was in the running. Yeah. I'm getting super hype. Fucking Matt Reeves, my boy. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited. It's definitely the DC property I'm most excited for. I mean, they have Wonder Woman 1984 looks like it's going to be cool.
I mean, second to Birds of Prey, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Birds of Prey is coming. Suicide Squad 2, I have hope for because James Gunn. Is there an Aquaman 2? I don't even know. There's been a Flash movie in existence for like 6 years, and they keep changing what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And there's been a cast for a long time. I don't even know if they're ever going to make that movie. The Batman is hype. I think isn't there a Jared Leto Joker solo movie in the works as well? Which is so weird. Why would you make a Joaquin Phoenix Joker and a Jared Leto Joker movie?
Fuck it, give everybody a Joker movie. Give everybody a Joker movie.
Everybody a Joker movie. Are you a like 35 plus like scrawny white man that can grow hair?
Yeah.
You can play the
Joker. Yourself a method actor?
Yeah, you can play the Joker. Joaquin was good. He was very good. But Jared Leto?
Even better.
Let's say he was damaged. Let's say that. He was damaged. Mm-hmm. It was written on his forehead. All right. You want to do shout outs?
Yeah, sure. You go first because I don't know.
No, I got to find the name of this article. Okay, I know what I'm shouting out. Just let me get the precise name right. I read an article this week that was fucking fantastic. It was written by Mina Kimes from ESPN. It is about DeAndre Hopkins, the Houston Texans wide receiver, and his mother, who has a survival story of being blinded. And it's super interesting read. She had a mix of, I think it was bleach and something else, thrown on her face by a jealous girlfriend of her boyfriend, and she was blinded by it. But it's just this really touching story about like a family and their connection and their lives and stuff. It's called The Unbreakable Bond. It's on ESPN.com. If you just Google Mina Kimes, DeAndre Hopkins, it's like the first thing that comes up. It's just really well written, really beautiful story. It's awesome. DeAndre Hopkins seems like a really cool guy. The stuff about his childhood is really interesting. You ever read articles like this and you're like, people will say, they'll be like, man, I remember when we were kids and so-and-so said this. And you're like, that fucking, no kid said that. Like there's a quote in here
right
where DeAndre Hopkins' brother is like, I remember when we were like 5 years old and we were asleep and he woke up in the middle of the night and he just looked at me and he was like, man, one football can change your life. You just have to catch it. And it's like, dude, no 5-year-old said that shit. But like at the same time, it's like super inspirational and awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. I loved it. The Unbreakable Bond by Mina Kimes on ESPN.
All right. Yeah. So my shout out that I just pulled out of my ass. Fucking
hot
Dungeon Dudes.
Ew, my boy has been addicted.
Yeah.
To D&D.
I've been watching so much fucking D&D shit. But one of the big YouTube fucking channels that I watch is these two dudes talking about D&D.
A show called Dungeon Dudes? That's what it is?
Uh-huh.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. It's just called Dungeon Dudes. So yeah, all you fucking D&D lovers that want to spend fucking, you know,
Hours
20
on end.
Well, yeah, just like 25 minutes at a time, fucking
Learning about darkness.
learning about the specific rules, different guides and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Like I just watched a video that I actually really liked, and they were going over like creative combat tactics and stuff,
Mhm.
and like it just opens my
Understanding.
my understanding, the rules, as well as like the different kinds of cool things that
Yeah.
I can do with, you know, different magic items, or with different fucking
Builds.
different builds and different races and classes.
Yeah.
And yeah, fucking dungeon dudes.
Hot take. D&D is the shit.
Yeah,
I got him.
it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good.
All right, those are our shoutouts. Dungeon Dudes and Mina Kimes is the Unbreakable Bond article. We are about to record, and we will release on Thursday, our episode on Jojo Rabbit. Spoiler alert, I loved it. So look for that on Thursday. Other than that, I don't think there's any news or anything. We'll hold probably next week. There will be a week next month, where I'm out of town. We'll probably have just a couple extra spoiler episodes barreled for that. Probably Zombieland and something else, I would guess. So hit us up on the social medias. Find Chris. You can read his scripts at chrismichaelstott.com. Find him on Instagram at chrismichaelstott. I'm Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. The show, The Chris and Kyle Show, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all the podcasting platforms. tcaks pod on Twitter. Hit us up, like, share, rate, review, all that fun stuff. We out.
We out. Stay weird.